The silver price squeeze ain't over yet, according to Adam Sharp. We're going to take a look at that article. We're looking at the silver price right now. A lovely rally overnight. Basically, we'll go back to the silver price analysis, but above this line, a new all-time high is coming very soon. Use the time codes below to go to your favorite part, but if you're watching live, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, including in the first, well, let's get it over and done with now. Again, use the time codes below to skip, but you don't want to skip the synchronized slurp. That's where I grab a tasty beverage, you grab your tasty beverage, and we slurp them synchronously together. Yes, my patented, somewhat stolen, but patented synchronized slurp. What you're drinking, tell me now in the comments. Ready? 3, 2, 1. It's the slurp heard around the world. 3, 2, 1, go. I am Joe Main, a stacker of precious metals since 2010. Stacked lots of other different assets, crypto, all that kind of stuff. That's been around since 2013. I do this show, and I do it live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The show's brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com, Stormrake, stormrake.com, full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. I'll put links everywhere for stuff, and, of course, my Silver Investor Club as well. Join me over here, the Silver Investor Club. Why would you want to join? Well, do you like free silver? Then join for $1 a month and you can win free silver. Do you like to win potentially free silver every single month? Then join for $9 a month. I mean, geez, you've got a whole bunch of different options here. I do a monthly silver giveaway on the premium membership and all the other amazing stuff I do. And really, you are just joining for the community. Well, you're not actually just joining for the community. You're joining for all the reasons. But in particular, the amazing community. We have 270 people here, and it's just a great club of silver investors, like-minded people just like you. $1 a month, 7-day free trial. I would do the $9 a month because you can literally win. And at the at the level of, it's a very small group at the moment, so your odds of winning silver every month is really damn high at the moment. So I would just highly recommend joining. At least check it out. I'll put a link somewhere. Cool. Let's get some shout outs out the way very quickly, and then we'll get straight into the topics of the day. We have this amazing article, then we'll look at the silver price, etc. Let's do some quick ones. Again, use the time codes below to skip if you don't like this bit. But who doesn't like this bit? Good morning, fellow deviants and stackers, says Chris Sino. Good to see you, my friend. Good evening from the US. MR57. Welcome. Are you a new subscriber? Long-time subscriber, first-time participator? Good to know. Just noticed, still got 20 minutes. Yes, you came early. Well, morning, nice run today. Yes, hope for 51.50 to hold this time. Absolutely. Morning, Joe, says Christian. Morning, all. Hello. And everyone's saying good morning. Hey, it's Chris Phipps is in the house. The man from PDX, Portland. I'm so sorry you live in Portland. I'm sure it's a lovely area, but you know why. We've had that conversation before. Let's get straight into it, shall we? Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to, no, not that one. Let's do the article. No, we'll do the article. Let's go back and do the article. So we're going to go to here. We'll quickly talk about it. The silver squeeze is not over. The silver price squeeze ain't over yet. Let's start that again. The silver price squeeze ain't over yet. We're going to share and take a look at an article by Adam Sharp. I just found this today. It was written a few days ago. Adam Sharp. I actually don't know much about Adam Sharp. I just saw the name, saw the article, had a quick read and went, oh man, you guys really need to see this. So it's pretty much everything. I agree with it. So we'll go have a look through it, analyze that article. Makes a really good case for why the silver squeeze ain't over yet. And I'm very much of that opinion too. But let's check that out. Let's go to the screen and me, and we'll take it over to here. So you can find this. This is over at the good old dailyreckoning.com. Fantastic. I remember the Daily Reckoning. They've been around for a long time. TheDailyReckoning.com. This was posted on November the 21st. The Silver Squeeze Ain't Over Yet by Adam Sharp. Let's find out a little bit about Adam Sharp. Some of you may be going, Adam Sharp, he's been around for ages. I know this guy. He's great. He's got a Twitter account. He's got great. You can tell me more about him. But Adam Sharp has been a financial writer and Fed watcher since 2008. He's a contrarian who specializes in non-traditional assets. Lovely. Adam founded and sold Early Investing, a newsletter about alternative investments. Sharp lives in Maryland with his wife, 2 children, and 2 dogs. Let's go for it. Over the past year, I've written no less than 15 newsletters dedicated to silver. I actually do think I've heard of Adam Sharp. To say it's one of my favorite assets is an understatement. Couldn't agree more. The combination of booming industrial usage and rising investor demand has created a perfect storm for poor man's gold. Yep. Gold is the money of the rich, and silver has been money of the people for thousands of years. And this unique metal is doing quite well. Yes, up 72% year to date despite recent pullback. This is from a few days ago. Don't let that price rise fool you. This bull market has years to go, yes. 2 years to go yet? Absolutely, damn agree. From 2009 to 2011, silver rose more than 5 times. From 2000 to 2011, it rose about 9 times. And during the 70s, it went ballistic, rising from $1.50 to $50. The moves in this asset can be simply explosive. Yes, they can. Besides, we haven't even reached the second wave of inflation yet. Do you agree or disagree with that? Let me know in the comments. And the Fed hasn't begun not sure. I don't know. And the Fed hasn't begun the inevitable mega infinity quantitative easing money printing cycle ahead. Do you agree or disagree that that is inevitable? I'm not sure. Silver's move so far is just a warm-up. I do agree with that. And one signal is telling us there is still a shortage. One signal is telling us there is still a shortage. That's annoying when it does that. Every time I do that, it does that. There's still a shortage of physical bullion. Backwardation is bullish. Let's talk about what backwardation is. There are 2 price benchmarks for silver. The first is the spot price, obviously, and that's based on the physical market. Yep, this is what real-world buyers and sellers like you and me base their pricing on. Correct. The second benchmark is the futures market. This is based on the price of silver contracts on exchanges like the COMEX. Futures are primarily paper silver, yep, meaning they are mostly settled for cash, yep, with far less than 1% being redeemed for actual bullion, yes, until later on down the future when that percentage will increase and increase and increase more and more, I believe, and so do many others. Normally, spot and future prices are tightly correlated, okay? Futures tend to be priced slightly higher than spot. Yes, they do, because they're in the future. There are storage and opportunity costs to consider as well. But over the past few months, the spot price has jumped ahead of the futures price. The chart below shows the spot price in black and the December 2025 futures contract price in blue. It covers the past 3 months. You can see that quite clearly, getting my beautiful head out the way. So the black line, spot price, blue line, futures price. Cool. Notice how back in August and early September, the futures price, blue line, was above the spot price. This is the normal. It's known as contango. Right? See that blue line? Cool, blue line above. And then something happened in the beginning of October. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that's close to October the 6th. Oh, it is close to October the 6th. That's interesting. There's a reason why I mentioned that. But then it flipped in mid-September into October, and spot silver prices have mostly stayed above futures since then. Okay, big disconnect there. So whenever there's we talk a lot about diverging in price and indicators, etc. So that's an unusual thing, or I guess it's less usual. Okay, so you can see spot price above the futures price. Now it has been, they've kind of been more so in lockstep with each other, and silver spot has been quite a few times there above the futures price. So this is known as backwardation because it's backwards. Futures prices should normally trade higher than the spot price. So what does backwardation signal? Physical supply shortages. It means there's not enough silver to meet demand. Focus on London. A few months back, the LBMA experienced severe disruptions with silver deliveries. We all know where this is heading for the price, right? The LBMA is a key spot trading hub for silver and gold, and for a while they couldn't meet demand. Deliveries that should take 3 days were taking 8 weeks. They blamed it on physical logistical problems, sure, but some of us suspected there simply wasn't enough metal in the vaults to fulfill contracts. So speculating, a lot of speculating. Who do you believe? Now, silver lease rates spiked to as high as 34%, up from the typical less than 1%. Okay, this is where silver leasing is where people can literally rent silver, okay, from big places, from places that have, a whole bunch of silver. And they go, we'll lease it to you. You do what you want with it. You sell it into blah, 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 blah. And then you make the money and then give us back the silver later on, right? Pay it back. This spike in lease rates was a huge tell that something was very wrong with physical silver markets. Somebody was desperate to get their hands on physical silver. This is the thing, even if it meant paying a 30% interest rate. Okay, so once again, the silver lease rates are typically less than 1%. And they went as high as 34%. So I think what they're going to say is, I think that what they're trying to connect there is the LBMA went, oh shit, we don't have any silver. And so they've jumped onto the silver leasing and they've gone, okay, yeah, we'll pay 30%, sure. I think that's what they're trying to say here. For now, the LBMA squeeze has cooled down a bit. They have managed to source enough silver to meet redemptions for now. But some experts, such as David Jensen, say the LBMA remains on the verge of breaking. That they simply don't have enough metal to meet demand. If the LBMA does run out of silver, we're going to see some crazy price action to the upside. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments. What do you think about that? Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, China just put new export restrictions. Let's just go back and read that sentence. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, China just put new export restrictions on silver. I suspect he suspects this has to do with the fact that they want to keep the metal in the country, as they should, to support soaring domestic demand for solar panels and investment purposes. I wish Australia would do the same thing. The silver squeeze ain't over. Silver has pulled back from the recent highs over $54 to around $50.50 today, 51 something today. A few days later, after this article, a perfectly normal and healthy pullback. I absolutely agree. Perfectly normal, no need to panic. It should have a bit further to fall, possibly, but I'm holding strong. If I didn't already have a large position, I'd be buying here. Good on you, Adam. But as always, the recommended strategy is to dollar cost average. I absolutely agree with that. In other words, spread your buys out over at least a few months. We're getting towards the end of the thing, and there might be a bit of an advertisement at some point here, I'm assuming. Let's see. Dollar cost average. Physical silver is the best way to play this. I love my physical silver. There's multiple ways to get exposure to silver. It doesn't just have to be physical. Of course, I've stacked physical silver since 2010, and I love it. And I worked for 3 major gold and silver bullion dealers here in Australia. But there are other ways if you're like, I don't want to hold the stuff myself. There's other ways. And there are a ton of good options. Okay, we're talking about silver miners. Yes, we like silver miners too, of course. Okay, and now here comes an advertisement. All right, cool. Members of blah, blah, blah can do the blah, blah, blah. The silver bull market is progressing nicely, but it still has years to run. $100 US dollar silver is inevitable in my opinion. I absolutely agree. And depending on how nasty inflation gets, we could easily see. All right, here he's calling. We could easily see $200 by 2028. I don't think that necessarily. Oh, by 2028? By the end of 2028, maybe. Not by the start of 2028. The mainstream media is fully recognizing what they call the debasement trade, but I like to think of it as debasement trend because it's much more of a short-term fad. Silver is a great way to play it. Cool. I pretty much all agree with all of that. He also mentioned there's the SIL Silver Miner ETF and the SILJ Junior Silver Miner ETF, of which I've talked about many times before. It's a great way to get into these silver mining stocks as well if you don't want to buy individual ones. Cool. I pretty much agree with all of that. I don't think it's necessarily inevitable. I'm going to get your comments now. I don't think it's necessarily inevitable that we have massive quantitative easing. We might do. I think interest rates are going to start to go back up. So I don't think that's necessarily a thing. But I think it's just still great for the silver price anyway. I don't think where inflation goes or where quantitative easing or quantitative tightening goes over the longer term, it looks like they're going to print a little bit more money now, but that might be starting to tighten eventually. Doesn't matter where that goes. We know, I know pretty much where silver is going in the longer term, purely just from the technicals. If you're just a TA person and you don't even know the fundamentals of silver, you just look at the chart and go, oh, that's a 45-year cup and handle formation. We ain't done anywhere near soon. So that's my opinion on all of that. Let's see. Comments on that? Yes, I do agree. Remember to like and subscribe. We're talking about technical analysis. Shows an M double topping bearish reversal. Oh, wow. Wojak. Wojak is, we'll come back to that in a second. No, we'll do it now. Technical analysis shows an M double topping bearish reversal pattern. The top is in for this cycle. Now, Wojak, what do you mean by this cycle? Do you mean it's a wave 4 retracement and then we get a wave 5 excess phase move? Or do you mean, when you say this cycle, when do you think it starts heading back over there? And North Star, Bad Charts, and Market Sniper both show $300 plus silver. I absolutely agree. I think silver can get as high as $700 US. And, other people say, $1,000 silver, etc. That's possible. But $700 US silver, that's doable by 10 to 20 years time from now. Absolutely doable with the 45-year cup and handle formation playing out in its entirety. I'll show you that in a second on the logarithmic scale. But I'm really interested to know. Yeah, Wojak, can you please tell me the top is in for this cycle? We'll take a look at the price right now. The top is not in for this cycle, in my opinion, but I want to know what you mean by this cycle. What are you saying? How many months, how many days, or how many weeks, how many years? Cool. Let's take a look at the price. Speaking of, lots of people watching. Great to see. Okay, let's go to the silver price. Here is silver on the 4-hour time frame price in USD. We are talking $51.33. Had a nice little move. That's great to see. Look at this. We are over a trend line, which is good as well. So we had that move back here yesterday on a private video, on a private one on the Silver Investor Club. I did a little price update. We had been talking about this move here. So I had been thinking that we might be doing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, where we might make a new all-time high imminently. And I was saying that. I was still saying that until if we started breaking down below here, exactly there, if it started crossing into that, if the price started crossing into this territory or lower, then that is an invalidated five wave impulse move. So you're not going to do that because the wave 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, according to the purists of Elliott Wave. And I did double check this with the wonderful people at Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. I'm doing their year-long comprehensive course right now. So I checked in with one of the lead educators there, and they said, yep, no, if it creeps down into here, that's an invalidated move. So that new all-time high, not coming imminently now. So that's what you need to know. Change like that. As soon as that did that little spike down there, that's not imminently, okay? It needs to get back above there in order to say, okay, new all-time high coming really, really quickly. So this is an invalidated 5-wave move. That's not happening. Okay, so now we go, okay, so is this the ABC, and then we get some kind of like that down into this general area. That's possible. So that's all still possible. You can get something like that, come down to a double bottom. You could come down to here and break it, and then I think we end up going. This could be a running flat where it doesn't make a new low, but it comes down to this kind of area. Could the running flat be done now? So this is all, again, TA, it's not perfect and all that. So there's all these different scenarios, okay? But there's certain levels that when they get broken, you can go, okay, it's definitely not this thing now. Or if this, then that. So that's why this could potentially be the running flat. So where we're going, where that's the ABC, now are we on to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and are we making new highs from here, okay? That could be the case. So that's why I said in that Facebook post earlier today, I don't know where the price is going exactly in the short term, and neither do you. But I can really confidently say, you break there, yeah, then that's a new, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of thing, and we'll make a new all-time high. Why? Because, well, it's a key level, but also if you look here from this high and this low, it's sitting right at the top end of the zag zone, right there. See that? Right in there. So if you get through there, that's perfect. Okay, that could be saying, 1, 2, 3, and then maybe we get through this. That would be just absolutely perfect. So let's do that, please and thanks, because I can buy more, but I'd like to just see my number go up now, wouldn't you? So some of you want to see it tank down here so you can load up a little bit lower. But, dollar cost average, best way to do it. So yeah, need to see it clear and hold through about that 52.40, 52.50 kind of area in there. And then I'll be jumping for the moon and going up we go through, 54.50 onto 55, possibly $60 and higher over this next shorter term, but we got to clear that. That's pretty much all you need to know for the silver price, but we're going to talk about this potential double top thing. So it is not a double top until you start closing below $45.50. So it's not a double top yet. Now, it could be an M reversal, but I don't think so now. Not since I don't know, there's something about that little move there. And I'll show you here. It actually bottomed perfectly at the 618. So it was a perfect bottom. Who loves a perfect bottom? Jason Ashworth loves a perfect bottom. Let's see, that's one of our subscribers, from this low and this high. Perfect. Look at that. This could be done. The dip could be done. This could be the running flat, and then onwards and upwards we go. Okay, so that's from that low and that high. Perfect touch right there. Look at that, and bounce straight off it. We're back through the zone as well. That's really quick. Okay, and as I showed you just before, we've got a trend line that's also just been broken too. Tell you what, yeah, you close up through there. That's looking really, really good for new all-time high real quick too, and I'd say just in a matter of days. Okay, probably not even a week. Okay, I'd say you're looking really good. So that's why I don't think it's a double top necessarily just yet. Show on the daily. Yeah, this spike here is doing something for me. I'm really liking it. And again, technically, it's not a double top reversal pattern until it breaks here, because you need the M, right? So it's potential for sure. okay, something like that. But you've got to clear there in order to say that is a double top. You only have a potential double top at this stage. And I'll say, yeah, absolutely negated if you close through that 52.30, 52.40, 52.50 area. That is not a double top anymore. And I'd say onwards and upwards we go. Cool. That's silver. Let me see if I can get that comment up again about no, Wojak doesn't want to comment again. That's okay. Looks like 48 retest and quite probably looks like 48 retest and quite probably lower. Ooh, you think so? 48 retests. Let's have a look. Oh, you're saying if you test 48 again, then quite probably lower. Then yeah, I would say so. If you can come back down to there again, yeah, I'd say you're going to take that out. What were the other comments? We've got other stuff to talk about. Gold, etc. 49. Oh, I see. 48 or lower will be shopping spree time. It's creating a downward channel. Yeah, it is making lower highs and lower lows at the moment. Hope so, Chris. Yeah, it is making lower highs and lower lows. But that channel's also, we can do some channel stuff too. Give me a sec. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. Let's see. Don't. Yeah, looks like you might be. Yeah, hang on. Where we got parallel channel? Not really. I mean, you broke out of that. I mean, you could do that if you wanted. Yeah, no, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, close over there and you're looking fantastic. Let's do gold. Ooh, here's gold on the 4-hour time frame price in USD. $1,434 US. Oh, looks like we just made a higher high on the 4-hour time frame. Dang. That's good for gold. That's looking all right. Let's see. Yeah, well, I mean, we're still in this trading range at the moment. I need to see it close and start closing and holding above that $4,200 area that we spoke about before. We were in, let's see. Yeah, we're forming a lower high there, but we formed a higher low, now a higher high. So we're bullish on the 4-hour because we're making higher lows and higher highs. So that's good. Okay, just got to get and creep out and hold above that $4,200 level. Then I'll say, okay, new all-time high coming for gold, like really pretty quick. Okay, probably a week or two, probably no longer than that. This is on the 4-hour too, I should say. So actually, yeah, you start doing that. That's probably a week and a bit. I mean, given closing for the weekend, so maybe you close above there. I'd say probably no more than about 10 business days, 10 market open days, and then you'd make a new all-time high. That's my opinion on that. If you start closing and holding above there, that'd be pretty darn quick. Cool. Otherwise, this could float around for a while. Just bear that in mind because you might be in a pattern like this. You might just be in this kind of thing, a symmetrical triangle pattern, which is, there you go. Look at that. Okay, so check this out. That low, there we go. So we're in a triangle at the moment. And if I get rid of you and that looks like it could potentially come up to test there. So that would be very bullish. Really bullish for gold would be getting out of this downtrend line and getting up and out through there. Okay, just watch out for a potential fake out somewhere here. And then it might just spend a little bit more time in this area. And then if it starts falling below through there, then I'd say, okay, lower price is coming. And when it starts getting out of there and holding above that 4,200, new all-time high coming for gold. It's pretty much all you need to know. If we take a look at the weekly. Yeah. I mean, you got to be wary. Of the tick over here. So be wary of coming up to that downtrend line that I showed you and then falling out. That's still a possibility. Okay, so nothing's telling me until you start crossing out of that downtrend line and up out through that 4,200, this could be an epic fake out. So do be aware that could also happen, right? And then you could potentially break down there and go down lower, okay? So just be wary around here. If you're dollar cost averaging for the longer term, don't worry about it, man. If it goes lower, you're laughing because you're lowering your average cost. But just be careful. Don't be singing gold's praises yet until above there. Cool? Don't be laughing at your friends if they're not getting in until after. Yeah. You know what I'm saying. Good. That's gold. Let's take a look at platinum. Here's platinum on the daily, $1,550. The market is open, by the way. The Australian market is open, so we'll take a look at that in just a second as well. Give me one moment. You can't see what I'm doing. And I'll open you, and I'll open you. What are we up to? Oh, yeah, okay. So I should go back to platinum, but it looks like, oh, dang. All right. Good. Here is platinum, as I said, on the daily time frame, 1,550. Not a lot to say yet. It needs to cross over and hold over 1,630, 1,640 until I can say, okay, this is not lowering prices coming because bearish divergence, meaning higher high, lower high. Cool. So I can't say that yet. There's still a lot of divergence happening and momentum loss. You've got a decent amount of reset happening here on the relative strength index. So that could be something to say, oh no, we're onwards and upwards from here, but you don't trade the signal, you trade the trigger. The trigger is the price action. Price action is king. All of these indicators can be saying, oh, this could be happening, that could be happening. It's not until you start breaking key levels on the price that any of that matters. Okay, this is just giving you confluence and a bunch of different indicators giving you confluence to say, okay, once it does that thing, then the rest of these indicators, volume, etc., backs up that price action. If it does that, then you're much more confident to say, oh, okay, we broke a certain level, it's backed up by the evidence, and then you go, okay, onwards and upwards we go. And so that price action for me is, at that roughly 1,640 area from this high and this low. My apologies. 1,640 right there. Close up through there on a resetting RSI, as long as it's got good volume at the same time. And then I'll say, okay, no more platinum dip, and onwards and upwards we go. On the longer term time frame for platinum, just have a look at where we've come from. Cool. We're in extremely overvalued on the monthly time frame, but once you get into overvalued, you can spend lots of time there. The volume has been dropping off the in this last sort of monthly period. Okay. And of course, we came up to 1, 2, 3. I'm very confident in platinum in the longer term. Right there and there. See that area we came up to? We'll draw all that stuff in again. We came right up to the top end of the zag zone. We found resistance here. Cool. Expect resistance eventually. Even if it does dip further, eventually that's going to turn around, and then we'll be going onwards and upwards over time. And I can see $5,000 platinum easy within the next 5-10 years. $5,000 platinum, not a problem. Okay, up in there. If I pop that on logarithmic too, all right, you see that's just really not that far away. And we were talking the 1.618 Fibonacci extension from this high and this low is sitting at 5,450. Really easily doable in not that long a time. 5 years, let's call it that. I think that's pretty decent. Okay, definitely 10 years. Okay, so watch out for platinum. It is looking great over the longer term. Copper. Now, you know where we're sitting with copper when, I'm going to post this soon, copper is still highly undervalued, okay? Particularly versus gold and versus silver. And you know where we are with the sentiment with with copper, when I make a video entitled 9 Amazing Silver Stocks, right? And it gets like nearly 5,000 views. Then I made a video a couple of days ago called 9 Amazing Copper Stocks. It's had 500 views. Okay, so that's where the sentiment is right now. No one's thinking about copper, or very less people are thinking about copper. They've got their eyes on silver, their eyes on gold. I get it for those reasons, but watch out for copper. Okay, it will be an absolute superstar in the ongoing commodity super cycle. Okay, gold, silver, etc. tend to go first, then your more industrial metals go. Now silver is also an industrial metal, but it's also precious. It's like half. Watch copper. Oof, particularly as I've said in that video about copper. If you didn't check it out, check it out. It's all to do with the sixth wave of innovation coming this next 20, 40 years, etc. The AI revolution. AI requires a whole bunch of electricity. So copper, silver, uranium are the big three to watch in the next 20 to 30, possibly even longer, years. But copper topped out at that $6. It's that accumulation range for a very long time. And actually, if you go back, it's really been a really long time where copper has just really done bugger all since like 2010. Okay, it's just been this weird trading range for a while. We've just broken out of it. It's going to do very, very well over the longer term. So yeah, watch that copper video, the 9 amazing copper stocks. Yeah, that's it. I mean, let's see. Potential bearish divergence over the shorter term, medium term. Okay, you do have a higher high here and a lower high on the relative strength index. However, the volume, check out the volume. It's looking really quite nice. Okay, it's making new highs on the volume. So maybe a possible accumulation for a bit longer, but once you start breaking out that $6 mark, it's onwards and upwards we go. So just keep an eye out on copper. And in particular, what I'd like you to do, and you can just follow me, keep an eye out on copper versus gold, copper versus silver. I'll show you those just now. Copper versus gold, okay? You remember how we talked about platinum ages ago, how platinum was highly undervalued, which it still is, but then it had a bit of a creep, okay? We haven't done that yet with copper. So copper's still making new lows against gold, and it's making, it's at its kind of lowish point versus silver as well. We've just touched this area here. Right there, that support zone, we just touched there, and we're in oversold territory at the moment. So I'm not saying it's done, but copper's very highly undervalued, okay, particularly versus silver. So just watch it. It will spring back eventually, okay, at least for a spring back, and then maybe ticks over and heads back down, sure. But watch copper around about here. Cool. Yeah. More comments, and then we shall talk about Bitcoin, crypto, TOSHI, and all that stuff as well. A positive move for gold will mean silver will follow. That generally does mean that. I mean, every day is shopping time, but I think it's going to make a lot of us stackers happy if we see it drop to 48 or even lower. Yes, it would. I do agree. Legalize cannabis liquid gold. Okay. Cool, Kenny. Love it. Morning, everyone, says Knackers. Good morning, stackers from Bowen in Queensland. What's it like? G'day, Keith. Good to see you, my friend. It's been a while. What's it like in Bowen up in Queensland at the moment? I was just in Cairns last weekend. No, the weekend before. Oh, it was brutal. But brutal for me is like, it was 31 degrees and humidity off the charts. And that's like a normal day for you guys up in the top end. Ugh. Let's do Bitcoin and crypto. Let's go. This part of the show is brought to you by Stormrake. Stormrake.com, your full service cryptocurrency brokerage. I'll put a link somewhere so you can get 2% brokerage fees for the life of the account, which is a 33% discount off their normal fees. Stormrake. Stormrake.com. Oof. Here is Bitcoin on the monthly time frame, priced in USD 88,500. Bit of a relief rally, but this is on the monthly time frame. So just have a look-see. Have a look-see on the monthly. Do we likey or do we not likey? I don't likey. at the moment. Now, love Bitcoin over the longer term. So it is a it's a completely subjective thing, because you may want to consider starting, just if you've never bought Bitcoin before, you may want to start buying it in small amounts, dollar cost averaging now as the price is going down, which I think it'll probably continue to do over these sort of longer terms. Okay. Because, I mean, look at this. You've got, let me get rid of that and that just for the moment. Cool. This is the Coinbase price. Okay, I'll use the Coinbase price, sure. No, actually, I don't want to use the Coinbase price. I use the Bitstamp price. That's the one I like. That's the one I like right there. Let me get rid of all of that. That's my baby right there. And what's this what's this vertical line that I've got? Go away. Bugger off. Yeah, so you've got here massive divergence, okay, on the monthly time frame. Look all the way up here. I know this is kind of squeezy, and this is on the logarithmic chart. But yeah, I mean, you're not out of the woods. I mean, you're not breaking market structure on the monthly time frame yet. You would have to start creeping below right here at $75,000. So really huge key area. Okay, but look, higher highs and lower highs on the relative strength index. Okay, so the momentum loss, we've just broken momentum kind of structure right there. Looks like a bit of a head and shoulders pattern there. You can see that. Okay, so that can come down further. And yeah, if you cross down through 75,000 US dollars, that's going to be a first time monthly bearish change of market structure since, back here in January of 2022 when we made the first bearish market structure change. Then we had that low. If you do the same thing on Bitcoin, that's not good, okay? Again, not good if you want Bitcoin to go higher and higher because you're not looking to dollar cost average lower. But yeah, then we'd be in our cycle low, making our cycle lows here. And then you can go quite low, okay? Well, I'm not going to tell you exactly where, but I mean, easy to 60,000, 40,000 kind of area as well would be an area to watch out for, 40, 50, that kind of area. I think possibly even down to like 35K, and there's a reason why, but I'll share that another time. But perfect opportunity potentially to dollar cost average. You can do that through Stormrake, stormrake.com, full service cryptocurrency brokerage, blah, blah, blah. On the daily, we are seeing that relief rally, okay? But you are making successive lower highs and lower lows, okay? That's all it's doing. It's bearish. Bitcoin is bearish, okay? What you would need to see, I mean, I can see it coming back to, and we spoke about this before, you can easily have a rally up into this kind of 93, 96 kind of area, and it can reject here and then just keep on making lower lows, right? Very, very easily could do that, okay? Watch out for rejection anywhere in this zone here for Bitcoin. And that's anywhere between 90,000 to 96,000. So really careful. You might be loving the fact that it's having a bit of a pump, but so far it's just a relief rally. Again, you're making successive lower highs and lower lows. You could not get excited for Bitcoin until it does the following. Let me get rid of all that. It must form a higher low and then a higher high to turn into a bullish change of market structure. This is all the stuff I've been learning from Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com over the last, since July of this year, started their year-long comprehensive course. Lesson number 1 pretty much is bullish and bearish market structure change, okay? So you can come up to here, but that can easily reject and it just forms, okay, that's just a lower high. And then it starts forming a lower low. Okay, well, that's just, okay, par for course and lower we go. The trend is down. If you do the following there, then you pivot somewhere here, and then you do that. The second you do that, okay, so then that's a lower high, okay? If you make a higher low, and then you make a higher high, higher than that, that's a bullish change of market structure. And then you can say, oh, okay, looks like that might be potentially the bottom. Until then, you can't say that at all. You just have to expect for the moment that this is a relief rally, and then you do that kind of, again, sort of 90 to 96K, and it really It really matters what happens around this general area here. If you start falling below, I'd say that 85 area, nah, it's going to get taken out. If you kind of bounce around here again and clear through there, you're like, oh, okay, the turnaround might be here. Other than that, we are bearish right now for Bitcoin. Might be perfect for you because you want to dollar cost average lower. And again, buy on the regular, but put, 5% of your weekly or monthly paycheck, 5% into Bitcoin as it's going lower and lower, or as it's going higher and higher. Over the longer term, you'll be very, very happy that you did so, because Bitcoin ain't going anywhere over the longer term. I see $1 million Bitcoin later on down the track for sure, but it's going there, okay? Absolutely. So dollar cost average now, best way to do it. That's Bitcoin. Let's take a look at altcoins. Ooh, okay. This is the Bitcoin dominance. Obviously, as this number goes lower, that's what you want for your altcoins. Whatever you're in, okay, looks like we're having a bit of a dip. Okay, cool. Altcoins must be having a little bit of a pop-off right now. Yes, some are. I can see on my thing there. We'll take a look at TOSHI in just a moment. 1, 2. You want this to break. Perfect. So right there. For your altcoins, we're right at the precipice. You want this to break through the zag zone, okay? You want it to head down. So that's that 1/3 to 2/3 retracement. If it's going more than a 2/3 retracement, you're like, well, why aren't Bitcoin bros stepping in here? Okay, so that's good. You want this to tank for your altcoins. And of course, we're talking about that massive level there, 57% roughly. Start getting through there, it's altcoins season pretty much. Look, but be a little bit wary. Can it fake you out here and then head up? Sure. But a concise or like decisive move down here and then find that as resistance. Oof, that would be great for your altcoins. Speaking of altcoins, let's do the others market minus the top 10. Here is others. All of altcoin minus the top 10, 219 billion. Yeah, at this stage, it's a relief rally. At this stage, okay? Until it starts creeping above here at about 270 billion, I can't even begin to say we're in any kind of altcoin run. That's all you need to know. And of course, the ultimate altcoin run will be completely confirmed above 340 billion. And then you are like, right? To the moon, Alice. That would be absolutely fantastic. You get through there, dang, then we'll talk about higher, okay? Nowhere near it. Others dominance, similar thing. I would need to see it get out through at least bare minimum. Yeah, at least up through 8.7% roughly. Actually, that would be a bullish change of market structure if you get through here at about 8.4%. Start clearing through 8.4%, then we'll go, oh, okay. You're making, this is lower highs and lows. This is really, really liney, sorry, and get rid of that fib. There we go. You are in successive, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, etc. If you get up through here and do something like that, then that's like, oh, hang on, what's going on here? That could be the bottom right there, and then you'll be in a bullish change of market structure, and then we'll talk about some potential highs. Yeah, but nothing saying yet altcoins are ready to absolutely shine for a good period of time. Here is TOSHI on the daily time frame, priced in USD 0004138, the meme coin of base chain, my favorite meme coin of all time. Love it. I've been in and out of it multiple times over the years. Of course, I got listed on Coinbase, and then that was a really good sell on the news event right here. This is the Coinbase listing. Okay, so there's lots of previous price action, but I just use this one here. Now, buyers. What do we have here? Buyers have also stepped in once again. Good start. This could potentially, though, just be a relief rally, okay, because we are making successive, like I showed you before, lower highs, lower lows. That's still a lower high. That is lower than there, okay? This needs to form a higher low somewhere around there, and then start creeping through. Then we'll say bullish change of market structure. Onwards and upwards we go. You'd want to get through this key area here. So that is at, I'd say, 0005. Get through there. You're looking really good for TOSHI. We're not there yet. I'm expecting at this stage probably a continuation of the trend, and I'm expecting at this stage probably that low to be continued to be taken out. Could be wrong, and if I am, great. Above there would be really good. Look at that previous area of buying right there too. So yeah, get out through that 0005 area, and then we'll talk about longer term TOSHI dominance of the entire world. And that's really kind of all I have to tell you for TOSHI. On the shorter term, yeah, look, we're having a bit of a rise. On the shorter term, get rid of all that. Real short term on the 4 hour from this high. Actually, I'll show you what it did do, and this is positive. From this low and this high, we bounced at the 0.618 Fibonacci, right? So perfect. Right, that's that 1/3 to 2/3 retracement. We've bounced off it. We haven't bounced out of it just yet, though. Got to bounce out of it. And now, if this is the bottom, I need to see, for onwards and upwards, I need to see, oh yeah, that's where my alert line is right there. We are at 00044-ish. Okay, so get out through there. And then, yeah, we'll talk Turkey. Okay, that's through that resistance as well. So yeah, it's not until we get through here that I can say that, you know, we're not going to just tick over here and then lower we go. Cool. So that's your key. That's your line in the sand. 00044-ish. And I have an alert set there as well. So I'll keep you updated when I know more. So hit the big red subscribe button to stay updated with me. And of course, when you're ready to buy crypto, as I think you should be dollar cost averaging, buy from Stormrake, stormrake.com, full service cryptocurrency brokerage, just like having an old school, did I close that door? Yes, I did. Just like having an old school stockbroker where you can call them. You can literally speak. Can you imagine in 2025, you have, and in a tech company, right? So in a crypto company, get this, you can call someone on the phone and speak to a live person in Australia and have a chat about crypto. They are your dedicated broker at Stormrake, stormrake.com. They're Australian based. They operate all around the world. So if you're in the US, the UK, other parts of Europe, New Zealand, other parts of the world, you can have a Stormrake account and you can just call or email them and say, buy me $1,000 of Bitcoin. You know, maybe you saved up a bit, buy me $500 of Bitcoin. Okay, it doesn't matter. All right, you can just dollar cost average in a small way, and they'll charge you a 3% fee for the privilege. No hidden fees either. It's not like Coinbase where they put a little, little cream on the top, a little cream underneath. You're just buying at spot price. Okay, they've got access to the largest markets, so you're buying, no hidden spread fees, except for they charge a 3% fee. However, when you sign up through me, you get a 33% discount. Why wouldn't you want that? Okay, lifetime. So you're grandfathered in. You only pay 2% brokerage fees for the life of the account. Cool? Stormrake, stormrake.com. And of course, if I hadn't said it before, when you're buying precious metals, you buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, the best bullion dealer in all of Australia. How would I know? Worked for 3 of them. These guys are doing it the best. Okay, free shipping when you have 20 or more items in your shopping cart. I don't need to say much more. Just go to perthbullion.com.au. And of course, once again, head over to the Silver Investor Club, my brand new club. I just had a total brain fight then. We'll get to some comments. We'll get to some queries, etc. And you really should join for $1 a month. Once again, $1 a month with a 7-day free trial. Check out what you get, the lively community of silver investors. Of course, lots of people on the who are watching live right now are part of the Silver Investor Club. There's a quarterly silver bullion giveaway. There's monthly silver bullion special. Of course, the marketplace where you can buy, swap, and sell silver bullion and gold. I'll allow platinum and some other precious metals as well. Of course, regular analysis from me, free 7-day trial period. You're not eligible for any giveaways that happen during that free trial period for obvious reasons. But if you join the $9 a month, the premium thing, and it's actually, there's a yearly discount as well if you buy in like the whole year. It's like $90 for the year. Come on, bro. A monthly silver giveaway. Okay, now this is on top of the awesome community that you're joining, right? You get weekly Silver Bullion special. Okay, you get a weekly private live stream on the platform. This is at school.com, but you don't go to school.com. You just click the link to my Silver Investor Club. I'll put it somewhere. And on that weekly private live stream, we just hang out and have a good time. Obviously, you get special private analysis of precious metals. You get tutorials, workshops, auctions. We did a spot price auction on the private live stream a couple of weeks ago. Some vintage silver bars went for ridiculously cheap prices. Ridiculously cheap. So like it was like a little bit over spot price, which is really, really good. And again, there's a 7-day free trial and all that other stuff. And there's my current VIP program as well. Check that out. That is the Silver Investor Club. Brian says, I remember thinking if silver hits 40 Australian dollars, I will unload some. Oh, lucky you didn't. Thankfully, I never did. Still holding. Good on you, man. That is fantastic. Yes, Will Bish's 200k BTC going to happen this year? No, he's made videos about that, I believe, and we had a good conversation. Not now, since we broke down out of those levels. So no to the 200k Bitcoin going to happen this year. That ain't happening. While we are below certain prices now, I think if we get above that, actually no, I mean 200k can't happen in. We're 6 weeks from the end of the year. No. Short answer, no. And Bisha doesn't think so anymore either. It was while it was above those key prices. There we go. That's a bit better. Let's see. Knackers. Yeah, bro, hopefully a long way to go. Yes, silver does have an absolute long way to go. Final comments and then we shall get out of here. We talked about the silver squeeze ain't over yet. That's absolutely true. Not over. The silver price has a lot to go. Gold's looking good. Platinum looking all right at this stage over the longer term. We did Bitcoin and crypto, and I think we're probably it for the day. I've got stuff to do, and so do you. Can you make sure that you go check out all my wonderful brand sponsors and avail yourselves of their services? And of course, join me at the Silver Investor Club. Again, 7-day free trial. Very cheap to get in, and silver giveaways and much, much more. Finally, we do a synchronized slurp, grab a tasty beverage, and we dance it out as well at the end of the show. What more could you want? I'm not going to talk about the market opening today. We won't bother about that. Let's do it. Thanks for watching, because you've watched.
Good morning, Stack.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. Podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do the
Synchronized slurp. Now we're on the move.
3, 2, 1, go.
Good morning, Stack.
Oh yeah,
Well, that was like a weird delayed slurpy thing. Thanks for watching. Appreciate your work. You'll get some content from me tomorrow likely. Stay safe, stay informed. Keep stacking whatever you're stacking. See you soon.